there's a lot of content out there about morning routines. It seems as though if you're not waking up at 4:30 in the morning, running a 5K, and doing a cold plunge afterwards, are you even trying to have a successful day? According to TikTokers, entrepreneurs, a lot of content that I've seen out there, it seems as though the secret to a successful morning is suffering before breakfast even starts. But honestly, I feel as though most of us are just trying to clear the brain fog, locate the closest cup of caffeine, and not doom scroll into existential oblivion. Guilty. And yet in all the chaos, your days somehow begin to feel a little too routine. You wake up, you do the same thing over and over again, and it feels less like a new day and more like your own version of Groundhog's Day, just with more emails and a lot less Bill Murray. Research actually backs this up. Monotony can impact your mental health. For example, in one study, participants were asked to administer a shock if they felt bored, sad, or just a neutral emotion. And surprisingly enough, they administered more shocks when they felt bored as compared to when they felt sad. This data suggests that people would rather get out of monotony than deal with their sadness. Pretty shocking, right? When your morning lacks variety, purpose, your brain just checks out. It's like that blah feeling you can't really name. Your brain is craving novelty, something, anything, purpose, energy. Just give it something, right? Now, I'm not saying that you need to overhaul your entire life and join the 5 a.m. club or do a cold plunge every day. There are a few small little tweaks that you can make that can infuse your mornings with more joy and vibrancy. And maybe your mornings can then finally feel less like a glitch in the matrix and more like a morning worth waking up for. So here are a few quick tips to get your morning started right. One of my favorite tips is something called hurkle-durkling. That's right, hurkle-durkling. It sounds made up, but it's not. It's actually a fancy Scottish word that means easing into your day. Lounging around, stretching, and not catapulting out of bed like a pop-tart, which I know we're all guilty of. Why does this matter? Because how you wake up sets the tone for your day. I like to break my hurkle-durkling into two parts. First of all, ditch that sonic warfare wake-up call. Instead of starting your day with the sound of a fire alarm disguised as your smartphone ringtone, try something a little bit more gentle so you can ease into the day, like birds chirping, waterfalls, flutes, anything that makes you feel at ease the second that you wake up. My personal game changer was the hatch. Now, this was something that I asked for Christmas because I definitely got targeted and I thought it could change my sleep patterns. I used to wake up to a fire alarm ringtone, and then I decided I needed something that would help me wake up more gradually so I wouldn't be in panic mode. It uses gradual light, kind of like a sunrise, and soothing sounds so you can slowly move from your dreamlike state into reality, instead of launching into reality just like TSA rummaging through your carry-on where you're already 10 minutes late for your boarding time. If that's not in your budget, no worries. There's apps like Sunrise, or you can play around with your smartphone ringtones to find something that's a little bit more soothing to let you ease into your day. You know, anything's less traumatic than a robot screaming at you at 6 a.m. Tip 2, give yourself an extra 5 minutes after your alarm. This is kind of the second part to my hurkle-durkling morning. Now, snooze buttoners, hear me out. Don't turn me off quite yet. Hurkle-durkling is not just about what wakes you up. It's about how you spend those first few moments of your day. Even if your alarm is soft, gentle, and lets you ease into your day like a Disney princess with birds chirping and deer showing up at your window. Maybe that's just how I imagine it in my head. Anyway, diving first thing into your phone or emails or your to-do list, it already puts you in a reactive state. This is where conscious you gets to make a decision for morning you who might grumble about that decision or have a few words to say. It's kind of like when I have to coax my dog out in the rain when she's already made up her mind that she's filing a formal complaint against me as a pet parent? It's kind of like that. So set your alarm clock 5 to 10 minutes early. This is not about being more productive. This is about taking the time to just be with no expectation. This gives you a moment to check in with yourself. You can ask yourself questions like, how do I want to show up today? Maybe you take the time to just stretch a little bit to get your body moving. Maybe you fantasize about that first sip of your morning coffee or espresso or a latte that you're going to make as soon as you walk down those stairs. Whatever it is, take the time to get your energy flowing for the day and just be. This short pause can flip you from autopilot and monotony to something more grounded and purposeful, something that actually sparks joy. It's not about being perfect. It's about starting your day on purpose. And trust me, the world can wait 5 more minutes. So can your email, so can your coffee. You've got better things to do, like actually deciding how you want to live today. Tip 3, brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. Now, I know this sounds a little bit ridiculous, but hear me out for a second. This is a tiny, harmless way to switch your brain from autopilot to actually waking it up and making it more focused. Now, for some people, this may be pretty simple. For others, like myself, it's like trying to draw a perfect winged liner while jumping on the trampoline. Trust me, you do not want to try that at home. You will poke your eye out. In fact, science backs this up too. When you use your non-dominant hand, you actually activate both hemispheres of your brain. This helps you improve your focus, your cognitive flexibility, and your coordination. It's kind of like doing squats for your neurons, except you don't have the sore quads the next day and the agonizing cries when you get out of the chair. I mean, if you know, you know. Even if you feel silly doing it at first, give it a try. Worst case, you miss a molar a couple times. Best case, you become more mentally present and break up the monotony of your daily routine, and your brain is actually awake before you even rinse. Wouldn't that be a win? So no, your morning doesn't have to be like a motivational montage of sunrise jogs and wheatgrass shots and cold plunges at 4 a.m. You can make simple tweaks to break through the monotony. Sometimes that may involve hurkle-durkling and staying in bed an extra few minutes while stretching. Other days it might be trying to brush your teeth like a left-handed raccoon, just praying for your brain to cooperate. Here's the thing. Small shifts can make a big difference. And when you're intentional and start your morning with purpose, even if it's just changing out your alarm, everything gets a little bit easier too. So if you're ready to stop sleepwalking through your mornings and actually create a morning worth waking up for, even in all of its messy, reheated coffee glory, come join us at the Light Space. It's your permission where you can ditch the shoulds and live a life more like you. I'll see you in your inbox.